Why go to see a film like Summer Hours? To clarify who we are? To see our own families reflected for us in a French family? To compare our way of living? How we deal with aging parents, teenage children, ordinary daily life, and then death. What is going on here? Is it a sun-infused, idealized version of family life? Or a look at the reality of a dispersing family? Most important here is to know that this is the French director Olivier Assayas. He likes to look at small and large things in his films, which he always writes himself. Here then, these are sunny, happy family days, and then abruptly, because that's how it happens in life, the death of a parent and the very adult decisions about houses and possessions, problems with our own children, and other questions. Just how much right of knowledge do children have to their parents' private lives? This film says, more or less, it's none of the children's business.
Ça te concerne pas.
His films deal with generational problems. In his earlier film, Clean, he looked at the common occurrence today of grandparents taking over the raising of grandchildren when the parents themselves refuse to accept their place in the world of responsible adults. Assayas will always give you a fluid, detailed view of life. He will never give you an answer. His films almost always have ambiguous endings. Apparently, audiences occasionally boo at the end, and Assayas just laughs. Just like life, he seems to be saying. We don't get to know the answers until much later, if ever. There's the underlying tension between parent and adult child. Notice how the mother dismisses her son's anxiety here, and he accepts it.
Ce qui se passera après moi, si tu préfères.
On a encore le temps.
Ah non. Comme tu es l'aîné, et qu'en plus tu es le seul à vivre en France, c'est toi qui vas t'occuper de la succession.
Écoute, maman, j'ai pas envie de parler de succession.
Non, que tu en aies envie ou pas, on va en parler. Tu n'es jamais là, tu n'as jamais le temps.
Leading me to believe
T'es sous la main.
that this has happened a lot between the two of them. Mother's obviously totally comfortable with her dismissal of the problem. I'm not so sure about the son, but that's all we're going to get from the writer-director. Do we watch a film like this in an effort to deal with the inevitable oncoming changes, the death of our parents, moving, our own aging? Look here in this scene, how Assayas takes us where he wants us to be, to our innermost fearful places. He does this with his dim lighting, the proud but failing mother slowly ascending the steps. We know. We think to ourselves, yes, I will be there, playing a part in this, and soon. Let's look at the three siblings. On the surface, warmth and understanding, but all the unspoken pressures, the childhood rivalries, never escaped. The adult competitive strain is strong. Don't we say, yes, that's me. I have felt like that. I like the presentation of the siblings. Our sisters and brothers are tricky relationships to maintain as we grow older. We are different people from the children we were, different lives. Forcing closeness and emotional intimacy that is not there anymore can become a source of real strain for people.
Tu pleures.
Ça va pas.
As you watch these lives involved in the small detail of everyday living, you look for a message, a clue, an answer. Assayas shows you fragments and asks you to figure it out for yourself. Really, he's saying, no one knows all these answers. These films are a little like school. Look, listen, learn, figure out what you can. Assayas is famous for having his camera show the ordinary, banal lives we lead, day in, day out. Is he telling us this is what life really is? All these loose ends we attend to every day. I certainly think he is. The narrative is loose and slow, but the film like this allows us some distance. We can see ourselves in this story and imagine how we will act.
Quelque chose, mais une vraie relation, non.
Mais non, tout ça t'arrange.
And I don't want them to adapt to my vision. I want them to bring their own thoughts, their own ideas, their own feelings to the character. And so when we start shooting, I will be there to channel things. If they go off the track too much, I will kind of bring them back. But
just because he never discusses his film plots nor speculates on endings does not mean we cannot. Death is just off stage, and we sense it. He makes sure we do. How? Music, lighting, staging. The great shift in the world. Our families are splintering due to globalization, changing lifestyles, a desire to break free. I think he's thinking not only of the traditional French family here, but France herself. Where to find a guiding sign? Is it in art? Is it in things? This family has valuable artworks which must be disposed of. But what is the value of art pieces? Is it only measured in money? To these children, we're not really sure. They don't seem really that interested. They're interested in the cleanup, the finality. They are most interested in their personal lives moving on as effortlessly as possible. We all feel we know these dilemmas. We all question what is really valuable. Who has not looked at a room that needs to be cleaned and sorted and bagged up and not fought back despair and fear? So much residue in the life of a family. Is it really as George Carlin described in his famous stuff routine?
That's the whole meaning of life, isn't it? Trying to find a place for your stuff.
We're left looking at the beautiful country house swarming with young people whom we most strongly suspect will have no place in their lives for such a property. It's an anachronism. It will be gutted and rebuilt with splashy doors and better insulation. Look, here it is, one last time. Beautiful and brimming with living memory, gone from this family as they are distanced from each other. But the young granddaughter reminds us at the end that all this is not lost on her. She realizes and grieves for a loss she is not old enough to totally understand, but it is a loss.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Tu pleures? Ma grand-mère est morte. La maison est vendue.
Strength of a film like this is that we can intuit our own end. And Assayas lets us know this, wants us to. A conversation we can, maybe, begin. It's a comfort, actually. We see it, we feel it, we know it. The children move off in their own directions, carrying new possessions and small children of their own, gripping their new partners in life. The grandparents watch their children's backs and know these lives they watch are growing denser. Goodbye, the parents whisper to themselves as they watch the younger generation rush off to their lives. But they whisper as well, I am your past, but I'm also your future.
It was a cloud from which a gold string was dangling.